My mom screamed at me, "Get out and never come back." So I left. Weeks later, my dad asked why I'd stopped paying the mortgage. My reply shut them down instantly. Can you imagine being 32, a successful woman, and having your own mother scream at you to get out of her house, forever? What she didn't know was that for 3 years, I'd been secretly paying their mortgage, and that scream was about to trigger a reckoning neither of us saw coming. The pure shock on my dad Richard's face weeks later, when he called asking about a bank notice, is something I will never ever forget. Living in my childhood home felt less like a safe haven and more like a minefield, especially with my mom Gloria. From my earliest memories, it felt like she had these impossibly high expectations that were designed specifically for me to fail. My dad Richard was the classic peacemaker. He'd sneak into my room after one of Mom's verbal storms, whispering promises that everything would be all right. But all right was always temporary, because he never actually stood up to her. He just smoothed things over until the next explosion. Our family was 5 of us. My parents, my older brother Justin 36, my sister Elizabeth 34, and me Heidi at 32. As the youngest, I pretty much bore the full brunt of my mother's ever-evolving disappointments. Justin escaped to college at 18 and rarely looked back. Elizabeth followed suit 2 years later. That left me alone with my parents through my senior year of high school, absorbing the full force of my mother's critical nature. Every single achievement was measured against this invisible, constantly shifting standard. When I'd bring home a report card with 5 A's and 1 B, my mother would laser focus on that single B. What happened here? Did you not study enough? Elizabeth never got anything lower than an A-. These comparisons were constant and frankly they were crushing. My choice in friends was another battleground. That Olivia girl seems shallow. I don't like how she dresses, my mother would say after meeting someone new. And then the ever-present comments about my appearance, which started around age 12 and never ever stopped. And why are you wearing those jeans? They make you look heavier than you are. But the worst fights, those were about my future. When I expressed interest in finance during high school, my mother scoffed. Women don't get taken seriously in that field. You should choose something practical like nursing. But finance truly fascinated me. The way numbers could tell stories, predict outcomes, spoke to me. So secretly, against her wishes, I applied to business programs. My dad worked as a regional sales manager for a pharmaceutical company for 28 years. He made good money, enough for my mother to be a stay-at-home mom, even after we were grown. She took immense pride in their 5-bedroom colonial, with its manicured lawn and designer furniture. The house was her domain, her accomplishment, even though she never contributed a single dime financially. I ended up graduating with honors in finance from Cornell University. Still, not quite meeting my mother's expectations, of course, because I hadn't gotten into Harvard like she'd wanted. Despite that, I secured a job at a prestigious financial management firm right out of college, and worked my way up to senior financial advisor by the time I was 28. My clients trusted me. My bosses valued me. But at family gatherings, my mother would introduce me with, "This is Heidi. She works with money." As if my entire career was just a casual hobby, not worth explaining. Then 3 years ago, everything changed. My father was laid off during a company restructuring. At 59, he struggled to find comparable employment. The severance package was generous but not infinite. My mother, though, she absolutely refused to downsize their lifestyle, or even consider getting a job herself. At my age, who would hire me? And we cannot leave this house. What would people think? She demanded. I discovered their financial troubles accidentally during a visit home. I found my father at the kitchen table late one night, surrounded by bills, his head in his hands. When I asked what was wrong, he finally broke down. They were 3 Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.